Hey guys, I'm Leila. Welcome to my channel. So many of you have told me that you enjoy my videos not just for the art side of things, but also for the relaxation that it brings into your life. So today I've decided to make an extra relaxing video where you can watch and enjoy and relax more than usual. A few weeks ago I went to the park with my friend and she helped me to pick some feathers. So today's video we will be drawing 3 different feathers in 3 different ways. We will do a charcoal, a pencil and a pen drawing. So I hope you get to relax and enjoy. Here are the feathers that I was talking about. See, they're all very different, and I'm gonna have to choose some of them for the drawings. Okay, so I have chosen these 3 feathers. I am going to maybe choose this one for my pencil drawing, and then this one for charcoal. So we'll just have a look as it goes along. I'll start with this one. So to start working on a feather, what I would like to do first is to put that line in the center as a central line. Okay, so we've got this. Whoops, it's getting caught. Okay, yeah. So to put this line as a central line. And then we can start building the shape of the feather up. So I'm not looking at all these individual lines. I only start drawing the overall shape. And then all these fluffy bits here, we're going to do them a bit later, and I will show you how to do that as well. Now I'm not sure if it looks the same for you guys as it does for me, just because my board is upright a little bit, so my viewpoint to this is a bit different because you guys are looking from the top and I'm looking from the side. Okay, so I'm going to start with making marks. You see how I'm actually leaving quite a bit of space in between, and I will show you why we're doing this. So I'm just working on this part, the part where the feather, I don't know what these things are called, feather lines, I'm not sure. There would probably be a special scientific name for it. But English is my second language, so I struggle with those kind of terms. Okay, and now I'm going to shade this because I can see that it's quite a bit darker than the rest of the feather. You see, now that I've given it the direction, I can follow along with those lines and shade. You can do this with any other object or pattern. If there is a natural pattern that goes one way or another. You can follow that direction when you're shading. When we get to the videos where I'll be teaching you how to draw different animals, we would need to go over the fur, and the same thing would apply there. Now I'm starting to add a little bit more direction by going just a bit harder. And shading some things a little bit stronger too. Now I'm going to do a bit of this fluff. It will be quite hard to do this properly without the use of a smudge stick. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go for this smudge stick and very softly blend it. And create a really soft but also very gentle sort of a look. You can also use your smudge stick to create some marks. And now I will actually go back in with a really dark pencil, and that part, to me, it looks really contrasted against the white. So I'm going to just add a bit more shadow, and same here, this bit is quite dark on this feather. It's quite interesting because some feathers, you know, this line in the middle, that vein, is usually lighter than the feather, and in some feathers it's quite a bit darker than the rest of the feather. If any of you are specialists in birds or feathers, please let me know why that is. Is that the species of the bird? Is that something else that does that? Giving a little bit more definition to this fluffy bit. And going back, almost smudging. We can leave it at this if you're happy with the shade, but I'll go just a little bit deeper and create some more contrast. That line is almost perfectly cut. There's no separation. there's a little bit of that sort of a torn look. And now these are some areas that I would like to softly smudge, just to make it a little bit more uniform. Okay. I think this feather is kind of done. Let's add a little bit of shadow as well. Some light shadow there and there. And also and now let's add just a tiny bit of the highlight. So I'm using a putty rubber here. If you would like to find out more about graphite materials and different supplies you can use with it, I do have a video on that, so make sure you watch that. It's very helpful, especially if you want to go and purchase new supplies and you're not sure, do you need this, do you need that, because there's so much stuff in the shop usually, and believe me, you don't need all of that stuff. You can spend thousands of dollars in the art shops. If you don't know what you're buying. Okay. So just adding a bit more of the highlight there as well. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. I know the real feather is a bit darker, but I quite like that look. Maybe if I give it a little bit more of a smudge. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so thank you, little feather. You served more than your purpose. First you served the bird, and now you served us on YouTube. Now I've got this little feather, and I think I would work on this one with a pen. And before we start, I would suggest to sketch it out with a pencil first. So if you're working on this, I'll hold it up like so. If you're working on this, make sure that you do the same thing. You don't need to use mechanical pencil. You can just use any normal usual pencil, anything you've got on hand. The reason why I would like to use the pencil first is because we can erase the pencil if I decide to change the shape, size or placement of it, but if I start with a pen, then I will not be able to do that. So I'm just going to very gently mark. So again, doing the same thing as we did here with a pencil, we are marking that vein through the main little branch, and then just marking the main sort of a shape. And then those fluffy little bits here. And also I want to mark this sort of a lighter spot. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it with just using an ink pen, but I will try either way. Okay, so I've got a black pen. I hope it's not gonna run out on me, because I think it is running out. And I'm going to mark very inky pen, this one. So you can see how it's leaving quite a bit of ink on the paper. And let's start. Again, I'm doing a very similar thing. What I did here, I am just marking through some of the lines. Adding more and more lines. Yeah, I have a feeling I won't be able to bring in those brown spots without making this really dark. Deepening that little ridge there. It's quite funny because drawing this is making me think of the times when we used to use feathers and ink to write. And now we're drawing feathers with ink. I really want to fill these things out. Because they're sort of breaking that whole thing a bit. Okay, now let's get to this part. And let's try and do the really fluffy bits, which will be quite hard to do with a pen, but if we go really gently, we might be able to achieve that sort of a look. Okay, and some more on the other side. and this part is transparent in the feather. Okay. Okay, so I think this can be quite good. We can probably leave it at that. And you can see in comparison to this feather, it actually was quite quick to do this one. So let's see what's going to happen when we do this feather with charcoal pencils. Okay, so now I'll leave this here and get my charcoal pencil. Before I go on with charcoal, as always, I will do a very quick sketch with pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this and then the overall shape as well, and same on this side. More like this, I think, and then we've got the little tiny bits here. So let's start. So this is charcoal pencil on white paper. See, a completely different sound. This vein is quite dark on this one, and it only becomes lighter when it reaches this area, so I'm just going to leave this for now. This pencil is a bit crumbly for some reason. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get my smudging stick for charcoals and pastels, and I'm going to create that sort of a, you see how you've got this color, even though it's quite dark and it's got a lot of pigment in it, but it's still really soft. There's some kind of a haziness to it, especially on these sides here and here, because I think it's semi-transparent perhaps, or not sure why, but this is the effect that we want to try and replicate as well. And we can kind of get a similar effect by smudging. You see, now I can just grab some charcoal from here and use that on the tip of my smudge stick to create that fluffy, feathery effect. Now I want to go back in with this. Now I'm going to go back in again with my smudge sticks for charcoal, but this time I'm not going to be smudging in any direction. I'm going to keep my movements of my hands along with the movements of the charcoal that I've created. These lines that I've created here, yes, I'm just going along. And same on this side. And then again, I'm going to pick up my charcoal, and now I'm just going to rework the edge a bit, and same on that side as well. And then again with a smudge stick. So it's just going back and forth until I create the shade that I like, or that I'm happy with. I think it's a bit too defined here, so I'll just give it a good smudge to soften it. And also, if we look at this, I think closer to the stem, you know, closer to that line, we've got darker areas, so I am going to just add a little bit of that shade on the side, and same on the other side. Okay, now I'm going to grab my petty rubber that is specifically for charcoal drawing. You do want to keep charcoal and graphite things separate, because charcoal is just so much smudgier. And I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. I'll just add a little bit of the lighter areas here. And remember, it's really hard to completely erase your charcoal, but it is always possible to lighten it up at least 1 or 2 shades lighter. And this will help us create even more definition and even more, give more reflections on this black feather. Okay, so I think this feather is almost finished. There is one more detail, and it's this little bit. Here. Okay, and now the very last thing. I think I want to just make it even darker. So just darken some areas, and maybe up here, because I want this area to be lighter. So to make this lighter, I'm just going to darken this. And leave this area a little bit lighter. And now you can see just how different these 3 feathers turned out. The pencil one, the pen one, and the charcoal one. You get a very different feel, whereas with the pencil one you can get into a whole lot of details, make it as light as you'd like. With the pen, you've got almost like a shadow, you know, you've got that black and white contrast going on, where it's quite strong. Probably would be perfect if someone wanted to do a print of it somewhere or something like that. And then we've got the charcoal one, where it's much easier to smudge and blend, but the feather itself looks much heavier and much stronger compared to, say, like even these two, especially this one. So remember, whatever material that you choose to use will affect your final result, no matter of your time spent on it, your skill. This will definitely influence your work. So this is quite a good tutorial where you can clearly see the 3 different results that we could get with this. And I really hope that you followed along and had fun. So, what do you think? Did you like this extra relaxing video? Or is it a little bit too relaxing for your liking? Either way, please let me know. I would really like to hear what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell. Also, check out my Patreon, where you can support me and see extra videos. And thank you to all my patrons for their support. If you're interested to find out, please go and check out my Patreon page. And as always, thank you so much for drawing with me.